most profound and impactful things we can do to improve our health are nutrition and moving your body. It's as simple as that. If you can nail down nutrition and consume the foods that are going to nourish your body, and if you can move your body on a daily basis, it's pretty much a recipe to be healthy. I mean, you don't really need a whole lot aside from that. And you know, as somebody who came from powerlifting and bodybuilding, I'm no stranger to lifting heavy weight, moving my body and things like that, but sometimes life can get in the way. It's really hard if you're working constantly and you get home and you're drained and you just don't feel like moving around, you don't feel like doing anything. It's really hard to get outside and walk around. It's really hard to exercise. It's really hard to go to the gym. Trust me, I know. I can relate 100%. As somebody who works consistently 60 to 80 hours a week, I've been traveling 50 to 75% of the year for the last 18 years. It can be really hard to find time to exercise and move yourself, and it can be hard to find the motivation to do it. And then on top of all that, it can be even harder to find time to spend with your dog, because when your day ends, your dog's day begins. When you clock out and you leave work and you get home, that's basically the end of your day. That's the end of your work day. You get to go home and you get to do the things that you want to do. Your dog, however, has been home all day and has been waiting on you to get home. And a lot of times when you get home, you just don't feel like doing anything. And it can be tough to even find time to spend with your dog. So I was trying to find ways to make time for all these things in my life. Make time for working out, make time for spending with my dog. And what it boiled down to is I just ended up combining my workouts with my dog. I ended up working out with my dog essentially. I'm sure you're thinking, you know, that's not going to work because I can't take my dog to the gym, obviously. But what I'm referring to is just getting outside, moving your body with your dog, and connecting with nature. It's as simple as that. And connecting with nature is another great way to improve your health because it disconnects you from technology and stresses, and it just puts you back in the mindset that we've probably carried with us for thousands and thousands of years. You know, it's not until recently we've adopted this new mindset where we're just caught up in daily life and we're stressing about everything. But when you get back in nature, I feel a lot of that stuff just kind of falls away, and you can just focus on calming your mind. You can just actually defocus from a lot of stuff. My training routine used to be heavy lifting of weights. I mean, it was basically picking up heavy weights, setting them back down. Repeat that numerous times and essentially gain muscle and get stronger and become healthier. But I still make time for that. But one of my favorite things to do now is to just load my bag down with heavy weights, pick up a couple 45-pound plates, and just hike through the woods with my dog. Compound movements are always going to be the most beneficial for you, for building muscle, for gaining overall strength. It's going to grow all the muscles in your entire body. And I'm here to tell you, there is no better exercise, there is no better compound movement than loading yourself down with a lot of heavy weight and trying to hike through the woods or through the park or wherever you want to hike. I mean, I'm very fortunate to have this in my backyard. I've got woods all around me, I've got fields, I've got pastures. So I'm very fortunate to have that, but there are ways for anybody to go out and hike through the woods, to hike through the forest, to hike through the parks and exercise with your dog. And I'll drop a link in the description to one of my favorite places for finding dog-friendly parks, national forests that allow off-leash dogs, and a bunch of other dog-friendly areas that you can visit. Take your dog. Some of them, like I said, they allow off-leashes. Some of them have dog-friendly hotels nearby, and this is just a massive directory that you can go and search and see if there's places like that in your area and take advantage of them. I mean, it's a perfect opportunity to take your dog out there, and if you don't want to carry around weights and look like Liver King, you know, and hiking around looking like a madman walking through the forest carrying these big heavy weights, you don't have to do that. It's as simple as just loading your backpack down full of heavy stuff. Maybe you got water you're carrying with you. Maybe you want to put some extra bottles in there. That's what I do. Maybe you want to put ankle weights on or wrist weights or get a weighted vest. Or maybe you just want to hike and use your body weight. I mean, all that's totally fine. It's just a matter of getting outside, connecting with nature, moving your body, and spending time with your dog. Those simple steps, those simple things alone, making time for that is going to improve your health in drastic ways. It's crazy to think about that something that simple can have those kind of impacts on your health, but if you think about just sitting around, you're basically just wasting away. I mean, you're not moving. Your lymphatic system is very much based on your body moving. It gets everything in your body flowing. It allows your body to regulate. And when you're sitting around, you just become stale. And over time, you just essentially just begin to deteriorate. I mean, that's really what happens. So again, making time for this is not as difficult as it may seem. I mean, when you think outside the box and you think about, if you want to exercise yourself, what are the ways you can incorporate your dog into your exercise routines and make it to where you spend more time with your dog? And that could be as simple as when you go out to walk your dog in the city, down a sidewalk or wherever, throw a couple extra pounds of weight on you, or just make your walk a little extra long. You know, spend a little more time outside, or walk to the closest park and spend time in the park. Just run around, throwing the frisbee, throwing the ball. As long as you're moving your body and you're freeing your mind from all the stresses of life, it's going to have positive impacts on your life. And these things compound over time. When you make habits of these things and you do them consistently, those small actions accumulate, and it really does impact your life and your health and your overall well-being in a very positive way. Most times when I go out on these hikes with my dog, I'll either go out first thing in the morning before I go to work, and I'll just, hike through the woods, maybe do a lap or two around my property with the dog and just spend time in nature. That's a great way to wake up as well, is to actually get the sun in your face, connect with nature first thing in the morning. It just starts your day off in a very positive way. So a lot of times I'll do that. If I don't have time for it and I'm just kind of run behind in the morning, I just make time to do it after work. I'll come out around 6:30, and my dog knows every day around 6:30, she's waiting by the door and she's ready to go out. She's ready to go. We call it hunting. We go hunting. So she's ready to go hunting. And we'll just take off in the woods. And sometimes I'll grab the weights. Sometimes I'll grab my bag and I'll throw some gallon jugs of water in there. Sometimes I'll just take myself and I'll just take my dog and I'll just go and hike through the woods like that. It just depends on the mood I'm in. But again, it's just a matter of getting outside and moving your body. So I'll show you what I put in my bag. A lot of times I just throw this bag on. It's just an old tactical bag that I used to hike around with. It's been torn and tattered and it's been sewn up numerous times. I mean, I've actually ripped the straps off of it a few times and I've kind of sewed them back on. I just keep this thing going. But instead of putting actual weights in there, I just throw some gallon jugs of water in there. I just fill it up with tap water. I don't drink that stuff, obviously, but I put some tap water in there. I put like 3 gallon jugs, a couple 1.5 liter jugs, and then whatever I want to drink, and I just take off. And like I said, you could throw this on your back and you could take off through the city, or you can take off down the sidewalk or wherever you're at and just walk with this on your back. And that's going to add a little extra resistance that's going to improve your overall body composition, muscle tone, and probably help you burn a little fat. All right, so this is what I put in my bag. What's up, Shawnee? So this is what I put in my bag when I go hiking. So I've just basically got 3 gallon jugs of water in here. I just fill these up, put them in there. I got a couple 1.5 liter jugs. I got another gallon jug in here, another 1.5 liter, and then I've got my water that I drink. Now this isn't actually sparkling water. If you watched my other video where I converted a beer keg into a water storage unit for well water, that's basically what this is. So I just pump my well water in this glass bottle, and this is what I drink out of. But for this other stuff, I mean, like I said, you got 3 gallon jugs in here, and then a couple 1.5 liter jugs. And that's, I mean, I'm not sure exactly how much this weighs, but that's quite a bit of extra weight. Probably about 25-30 pounds that I'm throwing on my back. And I just take off in the woods with my pup here, and we just hike around and explore and hunt and see if we can wrangle up animals and that kind of stuff. So it's really as simple as that. And you don't have to load your bag down full of a bunch of weights. You don't have to carry a bunch of weights around with you. It's just as simple as getting outside and moving around. I mean, I only do this because I love weight training. I love challenging myself and pushing myself. But you could just as easily see profound benefits from just walking around, from just hiking around, from jogging or running or whatever you want to do. But that's it for me now. I just finished my exercise, so I'm going to go in here, cook me up probably about 1 pound of local grass-fed beef. I got some grass-fed butter I'm going to add in there, and I'm going to chow down because this was a pretty tough one this morning, so I need to eat. So hopefully you got some value out of this. Hopefully that gave you some ideas on different ways that you can just get outside, spend time with your dog, spend time exercising and connecting with nature. And if you did get some value out of this, feel free to like, subscribe, join the Apex Tribe. I'll see you in the next one.